All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Dega. Oh, this is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series hits race number 9 tonight at Talladega. It's a 70-lap race, and it's a big field. Who's got what it takes to bring home the victory here at the Speedway, Talladega? Well, there's only one way to find out, boys and girls, and that's watch it right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, it's Friday night, and you know what that means. The Buschwackers are in town, and tonight it is Talladega Superspeedway, a 70-lap race in store for you. Let's get this party started. All right, thank you so much for coming in and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. And we've got one of those tracks that everybody wants to race, and that is Talladega Superspeedway here tonight. Oh, man. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator here at TurnLeftTV. And in the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Xfinity Series in town for race number 9 of the season, and it's a 70-lapper here at Talladega. This is race number 9, as we said. Next week, are we flipping the script or what? It's Martinsville next week to finish out the season. The day after my birthday, Martinsville Speedway, a little short track action. But tonight, it's the big one, Talladega. Already got some chatters in here, of course. Good to see the boys in here. Claudio, Givaldo, Aaron Axon also in here. Welcome to Aaron. And best of luck to all the drivers here tonight. Mental bonus points for all those drivers that chat in the chat session. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. Are you interested in an rFactor 2 server? Well, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. That's EliteHostingUSA.com. Thank you for coming in and checking out TurnLeftTV. Don't forget that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't done so, and then smash the bell. I got a new subscriber. Whoa, I went up from 967. Now I'm at 968. Yes, man. Let's do it. Let's push our way to 1,000. I get super excited, man. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks to all those folks who've been there from the beginning and somewhere in between, and all the new subscribers as well. I appreciate it, man. I love to have fun and broadcast the races, but I also like to see people coming in and enjoying and supporting the channel as well. A lot of reasons to support the channel. Got some great racing here on TurnLeftTV. Been doing this a bit. Plus, I need to retire, man. I want to quit my real job. Just game all the time. Hey, speaking of gaming all the time, we got another race headed your way tomorrow night. It's Talladega in the Saturday Night Thunder Next Gen Series. Race number 1 of a brand new season, 70-lap race from Dega in the Next Gen. That's coming up tomorrow at 9 p.m. The Tough Trucks will be back in action at Martinsville. 150-lap race there coming up on Wednesday, October the 22nd. It's race number 1 of a brand new 1009 race season this season, because the 10th race would fall on Christmas Eve. and then the next week would be New Year's Eve. So 9 races. Let's get them. Who can win it in 9? Come on out and join us at Martinsville, 8 p.m. on Wednesday night, April the 22nd. Well, we are pretty close, I think, to be going to qualification. We've got about 7 minutes or so left in the practice session. We're running a little bit over, and I think that's okay. Take a look at Dennis Schuderson out here. How about Dennis Schuderson's dedication to High Octane Racing League, dude? They're bombing his city. Can I say that again? I'm not kidding you. They're bombing the guy's city. He lives in Kharkiv. He's an awesome human being. Let's get all the people of Kharkiv back to worrying about the easier things in life. You know, just being able to go out for a movie, have a nice, normal day, playing with the kids, picking the kids up from school, whatever you got going on, man. Let's let the kids have a normal evening as well there, huh? How about a normal life? Let's pick one evening, and then we'll do another one, and then another one, and another one, and this thing will be over, man. We're so happy to see Dennis here. We love Dennis, and our prayers are always with him and his family, friends, and countrymen. We got a little under 6 minutes left to go. We're going to win Jesus Barbecue Iglesias. How about that? Barbecue out here. He can win this thing. Both these guys can win this thing. There's a lot of guys out here who can win tonight, man. Speaking of a guy that can win tonight, before Arthur Vieira. Smooth like butter right there. That guy didn't make any mistakes. He figures out a way to get that NASCAR BR sponsored Camaro up front when he needs to be. Well, let's take a look at what we got going on here, shall we? This is Talladega, right? Let's take a look at Talladega, in case you don't know Talladega. 2.666 miles in length, 4.28 kilometers. It's a big track, man. It's the biggest oval we run on. And turns 1 and 2, 33 degrees of banking. Turns 3 and 4 at about 32.5-ish. Tri-oval, 16.5 degrees of banking. Tons of room to race here, and only 3 degrees of banking on that backstretch. That's a good way to set yourself up for the next lap there, is getting a good run down the backstretch. That brings me to my keys to the race. Be patient here tonight, man. Be check-up ready. Don't follow too closely because cars check up, and that's when bad stuff happens. Pick a lane when you're riding around here. Going to be 2 wide, maybe 3 wide. Hopefully just 2 wide for most of the race. And you got to pick a lane where you want to drive and kind of hang out there, because things can get a little dicey if you start bebopping around as far as lanes are concerned. Make good pit stops, man. Hugely important that you can get on and off the pit lane under green flag conditions. Certainly under caution, but under green flag conditions is going to be super important, getting on and off pit lane smoothly, and do not speed. You're going to have to make some frenemies tonight as well. You have to work with some people you don't normally work with, and that's what it's all about. Take a look at this, man. Benner Silva out here. He's another guy, man, who could get this car in victory lane. But he doesn't have any frenemies, man. He's got all friends right there. Benner Silva, one of the most popular drivers we have here at HORL. And the guy can get in anything and make it competitive. Benner Silva from the great country of Brazil. John Stanley in that 12 Tim Horton sponsor machine. Yeah, boy, one of our Canadian drivers. He's got a race car at home, man. He gets it out of the garage once in a while. Just drives down to the end of his driveway, turns around and comes back. He just revs up the engine so his neighbors realize he's got the car, and then he pulls it back into the garage and polishes it up. Oh, man. I have a lot of fun doing this, man. It's been a little bit of an interesting day, so good to come home here and hang out with some boys. Friendship boys, race boys. Pretty cool boys here. Tony Furtado, Gordon Carter in that little pack right there. Been knowing Tony Furtado since the old HORL days. I think he might be a little bit older than I am, but I think I've been there a little bit longer. But I think Tony Furtado he might have me beat. He might have me beat. I'm not sure, though. Two minutes left to go in the practice session. We can take those race keys off there. Make sure the old picture-in-picture is working. Looks like it is, baby. Good news, at least for now. Until I get that figured out. Let's get this up here. What are these guys doing? There we go. I think we got her for now. Givaldo Spindler coming down pit lane, taking some practice at pitting. We had some issues on Wednesday, man. Some guys got caught on pit lane. Some guys sped on pit lane. There was a lot of drama with respect to pit lane, man. You think this is easy. Huge track, a lot of room to race here. But it is not easy getting on and off pit lane with the speeds that you happen to be carrying. I don't know, maybe the teacher, Chris Hughes, the professor, can get it in victory lane tonight. Number 7 car from the East Coast over there. I can't remember exactly. What I need to do is change that right underneath the name, see where it says High Octane Racing League. I should make that for everybody. Their unique.
That was a good entrance,
where their name, where they're from. Well, their city, the state, the city, the country. Wouldn't that be awesome? There we go. Get right on that. I got an assistant. Nah, not really. All right, man. We are about 10 seconds or so from hitting practice. All right. Looks like practice is over. Qualification headed your way. Step on the gas. All right, practice is over, and these guys are headed to the qualification session. Qualification position, I think, with as big a field as we have here tonight, can be pretty important. So we'll see how this shakes out. The quals starting here in just a moment. See who the first out of the gate is. Nobody so far. Well, maybe Craig Marizon might be the first one out. Looks like it's Craig Marizon. He's going to set the tone. Last week, a little bit of a bad luck there. We had some guys just kind of came out too early, or I sent them too early, whatever it was, and then the scoring got a little messed up, and he kind of slipped through the cracks there as far as us picking up that he had a bogus penalty. But hey, new week, new deal. He didn't complain, at least out loud. So speaks to who Craig Marizon is, and great Michigan driver. Magpul Dynamics number 60 car. Let's take a look at where he lands. I would bet you it's going to be certainly in the top 10, if not right at the top of that grid. We'll take a look. He's getting ready to start his first timed lap. Kind of a funky spot for the finish line, always thought, but it'd be nice to at least have a camera down there. Anybody who's a track builder It'd be cool to maybe put a camera at the finish line so we can get the finish of the race. There you go. 60 car. Craig Marizon. In that middle lane here of lap 1, so this is just his first top time lap, and he dives down to the inside coming off the corner, hoping to get a little bit of an acceleration down the hill. Craig Marizon right now setting the pace here as 52.501 for him. Dennis Junichin to the top of the grid, 52.336. Let's take a look at John Stanley here in the Tim Horton sponsored Ford. Junichin to the top of the grid, 52.336. Marizon now P2. A lot of Chevys up there, but that Toyota, whoa, Chris Schuster's not so fast. Be cool if we got these individual, but it just takes too long, man. 52.750 for John Stanley. Preston Hassel down to the inside apron is okay here in the qualification session, but 52.196. The guys are going to say, what? On the apron? Are you kidding me? Wow. As long as you don't do it in the race. The Claudio Bardelli Jr. says, I got you, Betty. I saw you. I'm now P1. I'll let you live up there for about a half a lap. Now, Sober Tom podcast number 19. Oh, Sean Jacobs to the front. Aaron Axett looks like he has already done his qualification. How about Barbecue? Jesus Iglesias and his outlap. He is leaving it to the last half of this deal. Let's see where he lands. So he's out on the track. Sean Jacobs, the top time. Gordon Carter's moved up to P2. Palumbo said, You couldn't even say Gordon Carter before I got up to P2. Ed Palumbo now in P2. Jesus Iglesias, he wants to get the 22 up in P2. Or maybe P1. Let's see where he lands. Sean Jacobs to the top of the grid, 52.095. Palumbo second, Carter third, Furtado fourth, and John Stanley the Ford, the top Ford here so far. And look where Jesus lands. About 5.5 minutes left. And it looks like Jesus 52.670. Mateus Mello in his first race out here with us. He might have been here before. Sorry if I don't remember. 7X. Mateus Mello. Up to P6 there in his first lap. Let's see what lap number 2 does for him. It does look like he has slowed down, so I think that it was lap number 2. It looks like these guys are finished with the qualification session. And these guys will be going over the DM, the driver's meeting. Again, thanks for coming in and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Let's get this party started. All right, these guys are just about finished with the qualification session. We'll give you the results here in just a moment. All right, looks like we are ready to go to the qualification results. And again, if you're just joining us, this is Talladega Superspeedway, 70 laps tonight. It is race number 9 of season 4. Just 2 races to go, including tonight. Next week we'll be at Martinsville. This is a tight points battle as well. Tighter than what you might think, anyway. So let's take a look at the results. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, race 9 of 10, and Dega. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, and we'll give you the results of the qualification session. Big field here tonight, so a lot of guys out here on the grid. Hey, come on. Hit the wrong button. There you go. Sean Jacobs gets the pole there. The Kubota-sponsored Chevy at Palumbo will start outside row 1 in that P4 Mello Yellow sponsor machine. Gordon Carter in the 56, the High Place Moving sponsored Chevy will start in P3. Tony Furtado keeps the Chevy train rolling in the 9. The Valvoline will start in P4. Jesus Iglesias says I can do it as well. In Orange Crush sponsor number 22, he will start in P5. The top forward, John Stanley in the 12. Mateus Mello in the Toyota, he starts in the 7X position. In the 7X, he starts in the 7th position. Hey, how do you go? Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 19 starts in 8th. Arthur Vieira in the 4. Both those guys back there outside the top 5 is not normal. So, but hey, those guys will get to the front. There's no doubt about that. Vieira starts 9th in the 4 car. Preston Hassel rounds out the top 10. That 27 sponsored, or the Castle sponsor machine will start in the 10th position. I'm all right, I swear. Let's take a look at page number 2. Craig Marizon in the 11th position in that 60 car, that Magpul Dynamics sponsor machine. Chris Hughes will start in 12th in the 7 car. Dennis Judic in the Toyota, the 47, will start 13th. Givaldo Spindola in the 68 car starts in the 14th position. Aaron Axett, welcome to him. The Black Rifle Coffee coming to 53, will start P15. Benor Silva in the 5. Oh, did he start in the back? What? He didn't even qualify. We'll start 16th. Wow, and the 6 car, Julio Caligari starts in P17. Oh, man, either those guys got kicked during the qual session or they're just going to put a little challenge to it. Maybe with the back pit stalls, too. That's definitely something you could think about when you're thinking about strategy. You want that back pit stall. It's not so bad now that you got every other pit stall, so it makes it a little bit easier. But, man, when it's tight, you do like to have those back pit stalls. At least I do. Well, I tell you, this is race number 9, and I'm not saying it's too late to do something, but you could pick up some spots. And let's take a look at the point standings. It's tighter than you might think, man. What's that, 20 points right there? Preston Hassel, Craig Marizon. Marizon topping out there at in the 60 car in P1. Preston Hassel is second. Gordon Carter third. Ed Palumbo is 4th in points with 277. Sean Jacobs, look out there in the top 5, 251, but a tight points battle there with Givaldo, P5, P6. Sean Jacobs and Givaldo Spindola. Also Dennis Judic in the hunt as well. He's in the 7th position coming into tonight. Tony Furtado, Claudio Bardelli Jr. tied for 8th. Arthur Vieta rounding out the top 10. Let's take a look at page number 2. Dana Grover and John Stanley, Dan Richter, Piers Crone, and Jack Furtado. Rounding out the top 15, you see Julio Caligari, Eugene Fedorov, Chris Hughes, Franco Alvarez, Jesus Iglesias. And then page number 3, some of those guys part-time. Mateus is brand new to us, so Ritsky Novar, Todd Robillard, Mateus Mello, and Benor Silva rounding out that 3rd page. 24 drivers competing this season. Five minutes left to go in the warm-up sessions. Chatter's in here. Good luck to everybody. Benor Silva also joining us. Mateus. And definitely good luck to everybody there chatting it up and all those that are out here on the grid. I don't know, man. We might get a little friendly crap talking out of the drivers sometimes. Maybe during a little pit stop or whatever in practice, maybe talk your team up, what you got planned. Let everybody know on the chat session. Some friendly banter between the race guys. And I appreciate all the folks that come out and watch and support their friends or their loved ones racing here as well. That's pretty cool. Bigger than you think, man. I think a lot of folks that I know that don't really know about sim racing, once they find out what's going on, they think it's really neat, and it is. I mean, once you get deep into this, man, it's neat. It's frustrating, but we love it. Apparently, at least today. Dennis Judic leading this train, getting some drafting practice in. You might even see some pit practice here as well. That might not be a bad idea. To get some practice pitting under green flag conditions. It is quite possible that you'll have to do that. And always a good thing to practice. Hey, I can't say that pitting under caution is not also important. It certainly is. I mean, those precious few seconds that you lose on pit lane can lose you 4 or 5 spots. But at least you'll still be in the draft if it's under yellow flag conditions. If it's under green flag conditions, we ain't got any help for you. Well, as I mentioned earlier, if you're going to make a move and you're near the top, you got 2 races including tonight to do it. Talladega and next week, Martinsville. A completely different beast is that track, 150-lap race. That's a short track, and there's going to be some tight, angry racing event. I don't say angry, but tight and uncomfortable and shoulder-to-shoulder racing at Martinsville. That's coming up next week, October the 24th, right here on TurnLeftTV. That's the day after my birthday, so hopefully they'll put on a good race. We get about a little under 220 now left in the warm-up session. Time to get your pick in. Who is it going to be? Who's going to be the pick? Well, I'll tell you what, somebody's been pretty fast here tonight. And I know someone who deserves it as well. Not to say that all these guys don't deserve it. They certainly do. My pick tonight, you ready? Are you ready? The big reveal, my pick is the 47 of Dennis Uterchin. Pizza for everybody if this boy wins. Pepperoni, mushroom, extra sauce. That's it, man. I don't like anything else on my pizza. Cheese, pepperoni, mushroom, extra sauce. Once in a while, put some little green peppers on there. That's fine. I'll be all right with that. But don't start putting no fancy stuff on there. Just straight up pizza. Let's go. Definitely got to have the pepperoni, mushroom, and extra sauce, so that's a must-have. At least as far as I'm concerned. But maybe, just maybe, the 47 car will bring home the pizza. We will deliver the pizza tonight. Laps or 35 seconds left to go in the warm-up session. Don't forget about my race keys. We'll show you that once we go back. See Dennis there getting some practice in. Also, Craig Marizon just ahead on and off pit lane. Man, you see the tail end of that car coming around a little bit. So the 60 pushing it, just seeing how much he can get out of that. And that could be valuable information out here tonight. All right, here we go. Here we go. Who's going to be the winner tonight? I picked Dennis Uterchin. That's who I think is going to win. Big one too, man. Talladega. A lot of people can get out here and win this race. It's deceptive though. It can reach out and grab you if you're not careful.
And now, race fans, for the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome your Grand Marshal, singer, songwriter, megastar, and Ford truck man, Toby Keith.
It's time to get in, sit down, shut up, hold on, drivers, start your engine.
All right, here we go. Here we go. I think we are ready to rock and roll here tonight. Get the camera set up. There we go. And man, Talladega is going to be a fun race as long as these guys can keep out of the side of each other. Take a look at the starting order. Sean Jacobs in the 24 starts inside row 1. He has the pole position, followed by Ed Palumbo outside row 1. Gordon Carter and Tony Furtado make up row number 2. Jesus Iglesias and John Stanley row 3. Stanley in that 12 car wants to be a top Ford up there. Mateus Mello in the 7X starts in the 7th position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. will start in 8th. Starting 9th is Artur Vieira in the 4. Preston Hassel in the 27 starts in P10. The 11th position is Craig Marizon in the 60. Chris Hughes, good to see Chris out, starts in the 7th or 12th position in that 7 car. Dennis Uterchin, my pick to win this race tonight in the Toyota, starts 13th. Givaldo Spindola in the 68 starts 14th. Aaron Axett, his first race out. Black Rifle Coffee Company, 15th position. And also Benner Silva starts in 16th. The 6 Giulio Caligari starts 17th, and Eugene Fedorov starts in P18. Well, the keys to the race, once again, let's see how we do these. We should put a grade. Patience, man. Be checkup ready. Pick a lane, make good pit stops, and you gotta have to make some frenemies here tonight, bro. Or it ain't gonna work for you. You're not gonna win this race by yourself. Sean Jacobs will lead the field to take the green flag here at Dega. Lights are out on the pace car. 18 drivers here joining us. Hopefully we don't have 18 caution flags. Keep your fingers crossed. '24, Sean Jacobs has his nemesis, the 54. Or is it his buddy? Depends on the week, man. These guys fight it out tooth and nail, but they're brothers. 54, Ed Palumbo up on the outside line. He's the older brother. He's the one to beat your ass if you need it. If you need it. All right, the pace car's off. Sean Jacobs, here we go.
Green flag, go, go, go.
And we're off here at Dega. 70-lap race. Sean Jacobs gets an early jump. All legal, though, but he was right there ready to go, and Gordon Carter giving him a push. Gordon Carter in the 56 car just behind the race leader now. That outside line will have to stay organized really, really well to be able to do something here on the rest of these guys. Down the backstretch, Sean Jacobs in the 24. That outside line not moving. 22, Jesus Iglesias is in third. Oh, we got a big one here. Early on, looks like the 5 and maybe the 68 involved. No, the 68 involved, definitely. There we go. And maybe, was it the 6 of Caligari? He is off the pace as well. So we got a yellow flag. Lap number 1. So a couple drivers there, big time problems. Let's take a look and see what happened. And I don't know, man. Let's take a look. This is, take a look at the 6 car. Oh, the 6 and the, right there, look at that. Down the backstretch, you see a little movage. 3 wide there. Oh, wow. Early. It looked like 3 wide, and both those guys get caught up in a big deal. On board here with Benner Silva. Oh, man! Benner Silva had a windshield full right there. Did you see that? Benner Silva, look at this. This is slow-mo. Benner Silva coming up behind the 6 car, and I don't know if there was a little bit of a love tap there or not. With the JB Rancing sponsor machine, or sponsor cars, and a little bit pinching there with the 68 a little bit, and then boom. And it is crash time. Fedorov just missed that too. Take a look at this Eugene Fedorov look. Right there, they got together. And Fedorov in the right place at the right time. He gets through. Holy smokes. Fedorov, he dodged a bullet there. What's this? This is on board of, we're going to go on board there with the 6 car. Let's go back here to the Fedorov machine. On board here with him. You see there's a little bit of, I don't know if there was a touch there by the, definitely, man, Bearzon dodged a bullet as well. Or excuse me, Chris Hughes dodged a bullet as well. Wow, good job. Take a look here. Look at this move Chris Hughes puts on. Right here, watch this. Heads up move by Chris Hughes. Chris Hughes had that calculator going right there, huh? Calculated the vector. He got the, oh man, almost lost the front of his car there. All right, first caution flag, as I would suggest you a couple of those drivers are going to come down pit lane. What do you think? I think so. Caligari coming back out on track, so. And so he and Givaldo got together. Take a look at Julio in P18. Looks like Givaldo coming down pit lane. I believe Givaldo, and I would suggest you maybe the 6 car. We'll say he might wait a little bit, but it definitely looks like a lot of these guys coming down pit lane now. Sean Jacobs not going in. He says, I don't think so. I'm good. I'm good right now. I want to be right up here. I don't want to give up this position. Well, Claudio Bardelli Jr. pitted. He in the 4, also on pit lane. You see Dennis Schudertson going by. Sean Jacobs did not pit. Head scratcher there. Head scratcher, especially when you got a lot of guys who did come down pit lane, so maybe he just doesn't want to get beat off pit lane. I don't know. Lose some positions on pit lane would be bad, but not that bad. I mean, it's still early. You just don't want to, I mean, think about running in the middle of the pack. I mean, you see the guys here on the list. Sean Jacobs is looking at that list, and he says, okay, who am I around right now? You know, he may not feel bad or be concerned about being, say, a 5th or maybe even somewhere in that top 10 early on, as long as he's able to race around some guys that he knows what they're going to be doing. He's able to predict what they do. They're able to predict what he does, and it just works out. But sometimes, you know, we start focusing on other things too, and we see other drivers that are in that mix, and, you know, we suddenly lose a little bit of the control factor, and that's when things sometimes go wrong. See a lot of drivers out here tonight and early on, so hopefully they got this caution flag out of their system, at least for now. All right. Jacobs did not pit. He and Gordon Carter, Jesus Iglesias. Mello is now up to the 4th position in that Toyota. Tony Furtado in 5th. Aaron Axick running in 6th. Chris Hughes 7th. Dennis Schudertson in the Toyota running in the 8th position. Ed Palumbo 9th. And Claudio Bardelli Jr. rounding out the top 10. So an early caution flag. And race control says they're going to nip that in the bud here, because if we get another quick caution, I say certainly before lap 10, then it will be a single file starts until further notice. That's usually how that works. Sometimes you can kind of tell, man. If it's going to be one of those nights, you know it early. But I tell you, I think these guys want to try to get some green flag pit stops in. That way, that'll help scatter out the field a little bit. Yeah, you want to be in a big pack. You like these big fields, but you also like to be able to break away with 3-4 cars and make some moves. Sean Jacobs, a Pennsylvania driver. Johnstown, Pennsylvania, 24 hails from. He is a professional bowler there in the Johnstown bowling alley. Do they call it lanes there or an alley? We had Newcastle Lanes, and then there was the Rose Bowl. Rose Bowling Alley. We have two in. I think we only have one in that town that I grew up in now. But Gordon Carter in the second position. Jesus Iglesias will start third. Mello starts fourth. Furtado fifth. Sixth will be Aaron Axa. You see Dennis Judichin, Ed Palumbo making up row number 4. Bardelli Jr., Preston Hassel will be row 5 on this restart. Marizon now back to the 11th position. He and John Stanley likely to work together there, I think, on that 11th to 12th line. Benner Silva, Arcavieta, those guys work super well together as well. Start 13th and 14th. Fedorov and Spindola, 15th, 16th. Chris Hughes, and then Caligari is 1 lap down. Caligari on pit lane, he must have had some really bad damage because he is shown a lap down in the 6 car. So that's not sure. I didn't get what happened with him with respect to race control. I never got any feed on that. Exactly what happened, whether he got a speeding penalty or what. But we do have some guys on pit lane here making a late pit stop. That's top off full fuel. That's exactly what that is. And you see several guys on pit lane, and I think you see Jesus Iglesias. I think he came down. Sean Jacobs is going to lead the field to take the green flag, and guys have pitted to top off with fuel. All right. Jacob did not pit, and I do not believe the 56 came down pit lane. Some of these other guys I don't have that good a memory whether they actually pitted or not. It seemed like there was quite a few, maybe 3-4 cars that stayed out. But I think early on, not a big deal with tires. The only thing is a little bit fuel difference in the fuel situation now. Not that that makes a big deal, other than some of those other guys may have to come down pit lane early if we have a long green flag run, and then they get caught on pit lane, and that would be big time problems, especially if these other guys that have pitted are able to get by, have a good pack going, and open up some distance. All right, here we go. Getting ready to go back green.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Sean Jacobs leads the field here on the restart. And did not look like that Aaron Axon got a very good start at Black Rifle Coffee Company machine. So a big gap there on that high line. So that car just did not get going. And now he's going to have to figure out how to navigate here on that high side. Gordon Carter on the outside line with looks like Mello in the 7X car. These guys now have a big opening if they want to go down to the bottom side, and I think that is almost a message from the 47 car, as it looks like Mello getting by, and now that 56 I think is going to fall down to the inside, and that's exactly what happens. And I would suspect he and the 47 in communication. These guys generally race as a team. Dennis Judichin kind of can breathe a little easier here, knowing on board here with him, knowing who's in front of him. Hey, he's hoping to get a good run here, get these guys up, or get hooked up on the back of the 56 car, get caught up to those boys up front. Maybe a little bit loose there, getting through the corner. Car seems a little wiggly. good run. So Sean Jacobs, 24, leading the pack. Jesus Iglesias in second. Tony Furtado third, and the 7X of Mateus Mello running in the fourth position. Gordon Carter is fifth. Uderchin, Hassel, Stanley, Spindola, Palumbo rounding out the top 10. Chris Hughes. It's a hard lick there. Oh, whoa, what happened? Oh, boy. Somebody was up on the wall, and that might have been the 53 car. Somebody was up on the wall, I believe. Take a look here. Down on that bottom side. Looks like Ascot got down into Claudio Bardelli Jr. Whoa! Take a look at this. Actually goes down to the, below the line. Marizon trying to get by on the outside line. Bardelli Jr. trying to follow him through. And something's going to happen about right here. Oh, Bardelli Jr. comes over there following. Oh, boy. That was tight, man. Oh, man. That was tight. I think threading the needle there. That could really scare the daylights out of you. And now Exit in the Black Rifle Coffee Company machine on the outside line. Bardelli Jr. has the inside line that he wants, and this is going to end up turning out bad, I believe. 53, we're looking at this a little bit earlier here. And I think there's going to be contact. Oh, man, right there. Oh, man. He comes down, and there's contact right there. Whoa, and way up the wall. That definitely hurt. And those guys saw it, too. Out of the front. Oh, man, way up the track there. Hard lick. Everybody did a good job there of keeping it going. Well, Axel definitely got some big-time damage, and I believe he is on pit lane taking some service. That was a big hit for that Black Rifle Coffee Company machine. Take a look. So Aaron Axett on pit lane, and it looks bad. So a 53 car on pit lane, and he's going to be there a while, I believe. '24, Sean Jacobs, the Kubota-sponsored Chevy, followed by the 22 of Jesus Iglesias. Couple Chevys. You got 3 Chevys and a Toyota. See that gap there between P1 and P2? It is tight. You couldn't put a piece of paper between the two of those guys. The 9 also in this mix. 7X running in the 4th position. Take a look at Mateus Mello running in the 7X car. He's in the Toyota, new driver car, and he is running in P4 on board here with him as he follows Tony Furtado in that Valvoline sponsor machine. Jesus Iglesias, Sean Jacobs in that mix as well. Good run here bouncing down the back fence. Know when to get out of the throttle. Keeps from back in from jumping out. Kind of got a little wiggly there. Getting such a good run, and then they get a check up. A split second from getting on the brakes a little bit. Been there. Take a look at Dennis Uderchin. Uderchin in that 47 car running in the 6th position. Just behind him is Preston Hassel in the 27. 68, Givaldo Spindola and John Stanley running 8th and 9th. Ed Palumbo running in the 10th position, 2nd pack here. So this is a separation we've seen. Ed Palumbo in a Mellow Yellow sponsored Chevy leading his 2nd pack. Craig Marizon just behind him. And Claudio Bardelli Jr., Ben Silva And Chris Hughes is off the pace with just a little bit in a further pack with the 15th and the 16th place car. And also 17th as well. 17th happens to be a lap down in the lucky dog position. Right now, the big lucky dog is the Kubota dog there, Sean Jacobs. 22, Jesus Iglesias running in second. They're starting to talk about fuel. You know, what are we going to do here? What are we going to do? See, they got a pretty good sizable lead over this second pack. There goes the second pack right there. And then here is pack number 3. So the front pack, pretty organized right now. Separation, but now you're communicating on when you're going to come down pit lane. You know, you may be doing this on whisper, but you also want to be doing this out loud too, because some of those guys that you may be wedged in between or that you're around may not know what the plan is. So they may not have enough time to be able to react when the official call is made by one of these drivers. So they have to announce that they're going to pit as they cross the start-finish line. And I think we're going to see that out of a few of these guys. Maybe looking at somewhere around lap 22-ish. Take a look at the 7X car. Mello running in fourth. Matthias 7X car. And now we're starting to hear the pit stops. Calling pit stops. Craig Marzon, that second pack. That 60 car, also the 54, Bella Yellow sponsor machine. Are these guys coming down pit lane? Have not heard anything, and it does not look like they are. So this is probably a smart deal for these guys because, keep in mind, you got some guys that are going to be coming down pit lane. Gordon Carter, the 56 car. Let's see what he does on board here with him. We'll show you how chaotic this can be. This is the 56 on board. Right now we are on board the 56 car. And let's see how Gordon Carter is able to navigate through this sequence here. Here we go. Oh boy. Yeah, looks like these guys are waiting. We do have some guys on pit lane. It's a big dash to get off pit lane, and you see all these drivers coming back out on the track, and we got some guys who still need to make a pit stop. Led by Matheus Mello. So Tony Furtado running now in P8, leading this train, who have made a little bit earlier pit stops. Dennis Schuderchin now to the front of the grid. And we got some guys coming down pit lane as well. Some guys are coming down pit lane. Jesus Iglesias in the 22. Look at that mess right there. Look at that mess. Be careful, boys. See Tony Furtado ducking into his pit stall. And a lot of drivers here on pit lane. Let's see who's making it out there. Look at that, the 22. Good jump there, but how about that run right there by the Preston Hassel machine? He jumped up, man. He got a bunch of positions on pit lane. Did he get caught speeding? That's the question. Man, that guy was flying. Preston Hassel was flying off of pit lane, and he picked up some positions. You got to be kidding me. Preston Hassel picked up a bunch of spots there on pit lane. Take a look at this on board here with Preston Hassel. You can get around the 9, but boy, did he beat the 24 out. That was a drag race. That was a drag race. So the wow. Tony Furtado on board here with him. He had a little bit of a deal a few moments ago. Take a look and see what happened. I think there was a, watch this, Tony Furtado. Somebody might have gotten up into him, I'm not sure, but he's had some trouble. As he cut, oh, right there, whoa! Ho, 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 ho! Holy Toledo. There might have been contact. On board here with Tony Furtado. Watch this. There's a little slow-mo here. Right here. He's going to come up on this guy fast. Oh, look at that. Oh, here an accident. And did he slide by without any problems? I don't know. Take a look at this again. Tony Furtado and the crew able to miss this, I believe. We'll see. Furtado on this outside line. You go way to the outside. That's a smart move, but also the 53 climbing up the track. And there might have been a little kiss right there. Might have been a little kiss on that one. He was able to get by, I believe, without getting into the wall. That would have been devastating. And Tony Furtado holding on to the lead as the 27 of Preston Hassel follows behind in P2. Jesus Iglesias is in third. A little breakaway. 3 cars. Take a look at P4. That is Sean Jacobs, and he wants to catch up. But he's out there by himself, sort of. He's got some help coming. But they're going to have to get organized here. Tony Furtado, the leader, after pit stops. Little 3-car breakaway. Furtado, Hassel, and Iglesias. That puts Sean Jacobs, the leader of that next pack. And a little work to do for those guys. That's for sure. We're on board in that right side screen. You see those guys going into the corner, and Sean Jacobs out of the front of his car. Well, there's the front 3 on that left side, led by Tony Furtado, and now they're getting ready to cross the start-finish line right now, and Sean Jacobs can see him, but he just can't get to him right now. Just can't get to him, and he's going to need a little bit of help with a little bit better situation in the drafting area. You're going to have to be able to catch back up. They got some work to do, that's for sure. This front 3 happens to be really well organized. Jesus Iglesias bought into this as well. Very important car in this trilogy. Jesus Iglesias, he's won some races. We've talked about a lot of victories right there between the 3 of those drivers. Jacobs is about 3.6 seconds behind the 22. And there's back to Jacobs in the 4th position, so we were just focused on Iglesias. Now the next car in line, he's down about 3.6 seconds to P3. So he definitely wants to try to close in, get in that draft, and can pull those other 2 with him. These guys are going to try to stay as tight together as well. Gordon Carter and John Stanley. Claudio Bardelli Jr. and Benner Silva running in 7th and 8th. So you see the field sort of stretched out now. Now it's a thing of numbers here. If you can get hooked up with a little bit more drivers, then you got a much better opportunity to chip away at those packs that are in front of you. But running out as a tandem right now is not an ideal situation. But if anybody can make the best of it, it's definitely going to be Bardelli Jr. and Ben or Silva. I mean, seriously. How about Eugene Fedorov? Good to see Eugene. All right. Great to see the 84 back from camping. He's always camping, man. He's always out camping, walking his dogs, playing with the kids, enjoying the company of the family. And why not? And, whoa, look at that. You see the 68 and the 54 about got together. 68 and the 54. And the 68 running on the outside line, seeing if he can't pick up some more spots. So this is interesting as Givaldo pushing the envelope here on this outside line. He's going to need a little help. And he might not get it because those guys just wanted to get lined up single file. They realize what they got to do. So now Givaldo back to the 13th position. Take a look at Ed Palumbo in the 54. He's running behind Eugene Fedorov. Dennis Yudichin just behind him in the 47 car. Tony Furtado, our leader. Hassel and Iglesias. P1, P2, P3 right there. 3.6 seconds behind them is the 24, followed by the 56 and the 12. Again, another little trilogy right there that's going to work well together. Definitely going to be some communication with those drivers. Hey, let's get this lined up and try to chip away as much as we can at that next group. Now we're starting to roll up on some lap traffic on board here with Tony Furtado. You see there's some lap traffic just ahead. These guys are already talking about what they're going to do. How we're going to handle this car when we get to it. Tony Furtado, Preston Hassel, Jesus Iglesias. With a little communication there. The car that's ahead is they're closing in on it pretty fast. You can start seeing that is Chris Hughes, I believe. It might be it's Giulio Caligari there. Sorry about that. It is he is one lap down. He definitely does not want to go another lap down. That's for sure. So I was going to say, his situation is one that he might go 2 laps down here. And that's not going to be a good thing for Giulio, but he did get involved in an accident earlier this evening. So Giulio Caligari here in the 6th going to have to concede and let these guys go by. So there goes the race leaders right there on board here with Caligari. Caligari does not look happy. He is, but that's all right. I'm out here to race. I'm friends with these guys. We're good friends with Giulio Caligari as well. Giulio! You see those guys are talking about maybe coming down pit lane here pretty soon too. So Caligari not going to panic, because if these guys come down pit lane and Caligari's still on the track, he's now gained another. He's got back on just 1 lap down versus 2 laps down. And I am hearing that the 9 car is going to be pitting this time by. So let's follow that sequence a little bit. That's going to be interesting. We'll take a look at Preston Hassel out of the view of his machine. He's running behind Tony Furtado. Preston Hassel down on the inside. Clears the 22 car. 22 light a little bit on the outside. But right now Preston Hassel is going to come down pit lane. Just behind the 9 car. Now these guys got to make sure they don't speed. That would be a big, big problem. And looks like no harm, no foul so far. Preston Hassel, you see him on pit lane in the, it looks like Furtado might have missed his pit stop. Tony Furtado might have missed his pit stop and had to back up. Yeah, it looked like he did. It looked like maybe he, Tony Furtado might have missed his pit stall and had to back up. And on board here, wow. And he did. Wow. What a bummer. And he got caught speeding as well. Getting some word that Furtado might have gotten caught speeding on pit lane. Jesus Iglesias is Claudio Bardelli Jr. is our leader, and then followed by Benner Silva. And Tony Furtado indicating he got caught speeding. Tony Furtado. Speeding on pit lane. Uh-oh. Yep, it's official. Tony Furtado speeding. Bad guy. He gets pointed to. Get in pit lane. So the 9 car is going to have to serve a penalty. A drive-through penalty for the 14th place car, and he was up front. And that is the 5 of Tony Furtado. Man, oh man. Now the thing is, don't speed coming down serving your penalty. I have done that before.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Oh, no! Well, we'll see what happened here. We're in exit on board here with him in the 53. He touches that apron. That is bad news there in the 3 Espresso, the Black Rifle Coffee Company Espresso machine. Oh, man, that was a big hit. That was a big hit. Caligari, I think, absolutely could not miss this. We'll take a look at Caligari coming off the corner. And right there, Black Rifle Coffee Company machine. And Caligari catches on fire. Oh, man. And then we got a car flipping. And Caligari is done. This, man. Oh, boy. Man, that hurt. Absolutely not good. And Axett got down on the apron here, and then the car comes up the track. He loses the back end of the car, and now he's blocking the track, and there's going to be a hard hit. You see those guys get by. And then annihilation right there as, wow. And the 7 car airborne. 7 car is airborne there, flipping down the track. Man. Chris Hughes went airborne. Chris Hughes is leading this tandem, and he has nowhere to go here. As you see, he's going to hit the 53, and this car just flies up in the air. Look at this. End over end over end here. Wow. Oh, man. So a big time hit there. Whoa, that was a big one. That was terminal there. Talladega got in, his engine caught on fire. Unfortunately, he was having a pretty good race too, and just a shame. Chris Hughes, Mello, Caligari, all out of the race. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is the leader now, as we kind of got that sorted out. All right, these guys are now coming down pit lane. All right, Tony Furtado shown a lap down. Well, the tail end of the lead lap, but he's going to have to come down pit lane. All right, Jesus Iglesias is our race leader. Just ahead of him is the 9 of Tony Furtado. Hey, the High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks Series starts the brand new season this Wednesday, October the 22nd, the day before my birthday. Hey, I'm only going to be 39 again, I promise. That's coming up October the 22nd. I won't be broadcasting that, but a 150-lap race at Martinsville, kicking off a brand new 9-race season. We'll take a look at the Tough Truck schedule, too. It's a pretty good one. Phoenix is race 2, Milwaukee Mile, North Wilkesboro, and Nashville rounding out the 5, and then the bottom 4, Homestead, Michigan, Texas, and Dover on that season number 5 schedule. It didn't matter what we did. The next week would have been Christmas Eve, and then also the week after that, if we postponed it another week, it would be New Year's Eve. So we decided just to make it a 9-race gig. It starts off with Martinsville on Wednesday. Well, we got some cars that are out of the race, got caught up in that big caution flag there. Hughes, Caligari, Axett, and Mello all out of the race. But our race leader is Jesus Iglesias, the 22. We call him Barbecue. One time he had a wreck and he was like stuck in the wall and the car was on fire. And he said, what is it? I am Barbecue. And that is his nickname now. So he owns it. Barbecue Iglesias. You make it official right there. Jesus Barbecue Iglesias. You think I'm lying to you? I painted that car. I gave him the nickname. Now he wears it like a badge of honor. We're going to have to paint him a car that's sponsored by a barbecue grill. How about that? I put Gordon Carter on that. Preston Hassel will start second. Ed Palumbo starts third. Gordon Carter starts in the fourth position. Craig Marizon will start in P5. And Claudio Mardelli Jr. outside row 3 in the sixth position. Couple of Fords there. Toyotas, we got one still left in the race, and that is Dennis Uderchin. You know who's been quiet tonight? Artur Vieira. He's always quiet. He's always quiet, but he's coming down quietly, coming down pit lane right now. So Artur Vieira, maybe trying a little tactics here. Who knows? Vieira on pit lane. Let's see if he can gain some spots here on pit lane. See those guys going by, and he's topping off with fuel. Whoa, Bardelli Jr. fast. Look at this, popping off with some fuel. Now you don't want to speed. This will get you back in the pack if you sped. Whoop. So, I hit the wrong team. Rest assured, if there's anything that goes wrong with the broadcast specifically, it's always on me. I don't have anybody else to yell at. My dog's in the other room. Artur Vieira comes out in P10. Jesus Iglesias running in the 11th position in the Orange Crush sponsor machine. Eugene Fedorov running in P12. P13 is Craig Marizon, I believe. In the 60 car, Tony Furtado is one lap down in that 14th position. In the lucky dog position, because he is the only car one lap down. So that's good news for him in case there is a problem. And you get a quick caution flag, he'll be back on the lead lap, as long as he's not causing the caution flag, but I don't think he would be. I think we're going to go green this time by, and that is the 27 on the bottom line. 54 up there on the top line. P1, P2, 27, 54. I think 27 plus 27 is 54. Uh-oh. Might have my math wrong, but I think I'm right. All right, here we go. A lot of guys on that outside line here. Not a lot going on the inside. We're going to have to, this will be interesting to restart. These guys have maybe a little bit of an advantage on that outside line, having so many guys up there. And you see 3 on the bottom line. '24, Sean Jacobs running in the 9th position. 24, he's trying to close back in on this group. And, wow, they're darting around. They are darting around on board here with the 24 car. Sean Jacobs. And he's giving that Palumbo some room, a little communication there between the car keep rockets. Got some pizza. He's the pizza delivery guy today. And he is delivering by extending a little gap there on the 24. So Uderchin, I'll tell you what, it'd be hard to find somebody as good as Dennis Uderchin at drafting. He is one of the best out there. 47 car running behind the 54, so he's got a pretty good teammate right there on the track, at least. Those guys aren't officially teammates, but they've definitely worked together. The 54 just ahead. You know he's going to be up there when the chips are down here at the end. 41 laps in, and our race leader is the 27. Gordon Carter running in second. John Stanley's moved up to the third position, and Givaldo Spindola running in fourth, followed by Claudio Bardelli Jr. in P5. Givaldo having a good run here in the 68 car. See, nose to tail. These guys are, kind of simmered down. They got some cars out of the race, and now they want to try to be there at the end. A lot of these guys, I think, are thinking that strategy. Now, you've got 3 drivers right there, Givaldo, Bardelli Jr., Benar, that are likely going to work together. Benar Silva in the 5. All aboard here with him. Follow us at Silver Tom Podcast, sponsored Ford, Claudio Bardelli Jr. If you're Benar Silva, you want to be there at the end, man. I'll tell you, those short sprints, those battles we've had, those short sprints toward the victory, a lot of them, we see the 5 right there. He's got somebody he's going to work with, too, the 19. Givaldo is going to work with these guys as well in the 68 car. 54 at Palumbo running in P7. Second group has caught up. On board here with one too far. There we go. On board here with Ed Palumbo as the 47 and the 24 follow him. I need to make those third place. Second place just a little dimmer, third place a little bit dimmer, and I'm not even sure I want to see fourth and fifth place. Let's figure it out, coders. I don't know how to do it. Preston Hassel continuing to lead. These guys are going to have to make another pit stop. There is no doubt about that. No doubt in my mind they're going to have to make another pit stop. And we go look here at our side-by-side. Sean Jacobs running in the 9th position. Looking out of the front of his machine at P8. So there is a definite big train rolling here now as the 9th place car, Sean Jacobs, has caught up to Dennis Judichin. And wow, he's really closing in a hurry right there. Take a look at Eugene Fedorov running in the 11th spot. Good to see Eugene out here with us tonight, man. He's got the colorful cars, don't he? I mean, really. He's always got a cool paint scheme. I mean it. He's always got a cool paint scheme, man. How about that? Eugene Fedorov. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's like 90s, little trippy 90s deal flavor, or is that going to go back to the 60s and early 70s? They got that little bit of a flavor there. I don't know. Looks great, though. 84 running in the 11th position. Got to have his dog on there for some reason. I know he's got a couple dogs. We'll let the dogs represent. Craig Marizon and Jesus Iglesias running in 12th and 13th. So, man, they need a caution flag. These guys need a caution flag in the worst way. Iglesias leading up that tandem, and they're nose to tail. They're not really going to do anything here other than just hope that these guys get racy up front. 47 laps in, I think we're going to have another pit stop here. So you got to be wondering how this is going to pan out. So I would expect maybe pit stop somewhere in the lap 42, 41 range. Maybe as low as 39 with some of these guys. Remember, there's some different strategies going on. Preston Hassel, Gordon Carter may end up pitting together. John Stanley likely to pit. You got a couple Fords up there. You know those guys are going to work together. Remember what we said. Frenemies. See that bottom one? Frenemies. You're going to have to work with some guys that you work with and work with some guys that you don't work with all the time. Not going to be able to win this on your own. So that's definitely something to consider when we start looking at a little bit larger view of the pack. We're starting to see a little bit, little raciness going on in the back of this group. A little too wide action. Maybe try some organization on the high line. Sean Jacobs running in ninth. Staying on that bottom line, but I don't think that high line is going to work unless you can get a lot of guys committed to that. You start getting some guys up front, tucking out and trying to gain some positions. Then you got those backward guys right there. You said those guys toward the back of the field a little bit more in play. We got some big names back there as well. We got some big names. Sean Jacobs running in the ninth position. He's trying to get out of the fray. On board here with Sean Jacobs. You see Tony Furtado just ahead. Oh, boy. Oh, that almost got frosty right there. That almost got frosty. 47 almost left some pepperonis on the side of that 9 car. So some action back here in this Super Pack. They're running on the outside, man. You got to keep our eye on that. Preston Hassel. He's saying somewhere around maybe lap 52. And it's starting to get a little frisky with these guys that are on the high line. Watching that right-hand screen. Take a look at we're watching Eugene Fedorov's car. He's running in the 7th position. We're starting to get a little busy in the back of that pack. 2 wide, maybe a little 3 wide. And things can get out of control here, so we'll keep our eye on that as we're watching Preston Hassel leading the field. And the 27 is indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. So here we go. Preston Hassel has indicated that he's going to make a pit stop this time by. 56, I think, is going to stay out. 27 out front, not getting as good a gas mileage as you might imagine. And the 27 coming down pit lane. The 12 also hard on the brakes coming down pit lane. So just 2 cars decided to pit. So on board here with Preston Hassel. Now you just don't want a caution flag to come out, man. Do not want a caution flag to come out. Our race leader is now Eugene Fedorov. John Stanley's on pit lane as well. John Stanley and Preston Hassel both finishing up their pit stops now. See the 27 waiting for the 12 a little bit so those guys can get hooked up and make some time. But they pitted a little bit earlier here. Very risky. It is risky, I'm telling you. Eugene Fedorov is the leader here on lap 53. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 19. this is mixed as well. The 9 of Tony Furtado is at the tail end of the lead lap. And actually, Preston Hassel, John Stanley, also at the tail end of the lead lap. So they're a little bit ahead. Kind of get an idea of where they are. You see them on the front stretch going through the tri-oval, now across the line. So they're on the tail end of the lap. Also, so Stanley, Furtado, and Preston Hassel at the tail end. So they're technically okay. Fedorov is the race leader. Now the 9 car is going to have to make a pit stop here. So the 9, Tony Furtado, making a pit stop. So John Stanley running in 12th. Gordon Carter running in 13th, so those guys at the tail end of the lead lap. And our leader is Claudio Bardelli Jr. Benner Silva running in second. They definitely want to see. So here's the big deal right here, man. So here's P1, P2. And then he is indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane, I believe. That's Jesus, I believe, is indicating he's going to come down pit lane. So I believe Jesus Iglesias might have got caught speeding. I'm not sure. There's Tony Furtado on pit lane, finishing up his pit stop. Fedorov and Yudichin also on pit lane. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is the leader. The 56, Gordon Carter, is at the tail end of the lead lap, and he is just ahead. And the 19 is indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. The 19, or excuse me, the 19 car, Claudio Bardelli Jr., just ahead of him are 2 tail end of the lap cars of the lead lap. So they are in good. They are not a lap down. Fedorov there running in 6th as Bardelli Jr. goes by. That might have been Givaldo there, so I apologize. As I think we're watching the 19. Let's see what he does here. Is the 5 going to come with him? And it does look like the 5 is going to make a pit stop as well. That's good news. Those guys are going to have to, those guys are going to be able to work together, assuming they're able to get on and off pit lane with no problem. So Claudio Bardelli Jr. is the leader, and he's making a pit stop. Benner Silva in second on pit lane. So the 19 making a pit stop with the 5. And we'll take a look at this side-by-side view as Sean Jacobs out on the track running in 3rd is now maybe going to be able to get around these guys. You see the 5 and the 19 coming back out on track off pit lane. And let's see where Jacobs is. Those guys just now crossing the threshold for coming down pit lane. So they're closing in a hurry. And you can see them in both frames now. P1, P2 in that left side frame. 3, 4, and 5. And 6 in the next lane. The next, or the right side screen. And they're going to close in a hurry. Here they go. So that crew that was running on the high side able to get by because they had a bigger pack. Now you're going to, I think you're going to see Yudichin drop in here behind Fedorov. Jacobs, Vieira. Now the 3rd car in line is Tony Furtado, who is in the lucky dog spot. He is 1 lap down. Here on lap 58. Take a look at Craig Marazon. He is running with Jesus Iglesias. He's got P12, P13. Kind of out there by themselves right now. They definitely want to see a caution flag. get caught back up here and have a race for the win. Right now, they're just doing a little praying, but also doing a little strategy here. We'll just stay as close together as we possibly can and hope for the best. Jesus Iglesias and Craig Marizon running together there in P12, P13. Sean Jacobs is the leader. They don't call him Sean Dega for nothing. And he is leading here at Dega here on lap 58, starting at lap 59. Now the deals might be made here pretty soon. How many wins do those guys right up front have, especially at this place? They always seem to get those cars up front when you need them. When you need to be there, they're there. And there you go, the 5 car as well. He's had a good race. He's running in the 6th position. Just ahead of him, Claudio Bardelli Jr. My pick to win this race is Dennis Udich, and he is running in the 4th position. And I'll tell you what now, not only would that be a hugely popular win with us, with all of his race mates, it would also be a hugely popular win with Dennis Udich. I've never seen somebody as excited for winning a race than this guy right here. And Dennis Udich in the buffet-sponsored 47 car. He wants to get pizza up there in front of everybody. Threw pepperonis, a few pepperonis out on the track. So you never know, man. He might be able to win. Claudio Bardelli Jr. Sniffing around on the high side, though. Now, in that second pack, let's talk a little bit about the second pack here. It's not over. I mean, you can definitely have a caution flag, but they're about 14 seconds back, about 15 seconds back, I should say. What they want to do is get as organized as they possibly can. They're fighting a little bit bigger pack, but that pack can start racing a little bit as well. Get side by side. And then these 3-4 cars, looks like 3 cars right now, could potentially close in. They're going to need a little help. Looks like 4 cars. There's one a little bit back. And that is Gordon Carter. Gordon Carter is in this pack. We'll take a look at Gordon. He's running behind John Stanley. Board here with Gordon Carter in the 10th position. Just behind John Stanley. "62 laps in. Still not over, buddy. A lot of racing to go. But this type of track, man, this seems like an eternity. Fedorov has got that car in the hunt. Dennis Udich in P4. Man, do we have a great field here. What a truly international field we have. I mean, seriously. A lot of Yankees up there, though. A lot of Yankees. Benor Silva in the 5. He and Bardelli Jr. looking like they are going to try to make some moves here. Tony Furtado, who's he going to go with? This is where things get a little interesting. Benor Silva running in P5. Furtado drops down to the inside line. Can Bardelli Jr. and Benor Silva make some moves here on the outside here on lap 63? It's go time, and we are starting to get a little dicey right there, a little dancing around. The 5 and the 19 might have gotten together. Sean Jacobs doesn't want to see a caution flag. He's feeling pretty good about where he's at, but Udich and Bardelli Jr. are fighting it out. Dennis Udich on that low line, Bardelli Jr. on the high line, and these guys are having a fist fight right now. trying to get that outside line moving. And we're hearing that maybe pit stops. Oh, no. You got to be kidding me. I don't know, man. Is that right? Are we serious right now? There might be a little fuel problem working here, boys. Sean Jacobs, how much fuel does he have? Just when we started talking about, hey, the pit stop thing, and now we got some guys racing side by side here. Bardelli Jr. has got a little crew working on the high side. Udichin has left these guys a little bit of a gap. And this thing's going to get interesting. Maybe some pitting in our future for the front runners. Vieira been running in the second position, saving fuel, maybe. Arthur Vieira working that calculator. Got Eugene Fedorov just behind him. Preston Hassel says he has got to make a pit stop. Preston Hassel indicating he's got to make a pit stop here. Uh-oh. Preston Hassel, Arthur Vieira. Arthur Vieira is in P2. Does he have to pit? Does Sean Jacobs have to pit? Preston Hassel in the 27. Watching him on that right side screen, indicating he's going to have to pit this time by. And it's starting to get a little bit more aggressive up on that high line. That front runner, Sean Jacobs, wants to stay away from that. Preston Hassel thinks he's going to have to make a pit stop here very soon, and it does look like Preston Hassel has peeled off the track to come down pit lane. Ed Palumbo also on pit lane. John Stanley, Gordon Carter on pit lane. Now do these front runners have enough fuel? And then look at this, as we were watching that, now we got a battle here as the 24 gets past. Those guys went to the high side. And whoa, what happened? That happened in the blink of an eye. The blink of an eye, man. Claudio Bardelli Jr. snuck up around there. He was on the move. Take a look at his replay. Udichin drops down to the inside. Those guys working this outside line. They got a little bit more help there on the outside. And then you see Bardelli Jr., Benner Silva working together, and once they get around Arthur Vieira, I think it's they're going to set sail here. So what a pass there by those guys working on the outside line. Now Claudio Bardelli Jr. is our leader with Benner Silva just behind, Arthur Vieira in third. And Preston has now finished up his pit stop, coming back out on track. He is one lap down in the 10th position. And I don't know, man. Here we are, 2 laps to go. I'm suggesting that these guys are not going to make a pit stop. So some guys had to pit. Gordon Carter, Preston Hassel, John Stanley, Ed Palumbo, Tony Furtado. Furtado was actually a lap down already, but the rest of those guys had to pit. Now the 12, the 5, the 4, the 84, and the 47. Jacobs now up in this mix. He's on the lead lap. He's got a little help with Furtado. This race isn't over. They're going to start fanning out here, but Bardelli Jr. has got a good helper with the 5 car, but you know the 5 wants to win this race. Who does Vieira go with? Who does Arthur Vieira go with? So a fuel mileage race in store here tonight. Last lap here at Dega. Claudio Bardelli Jr. Can he hold off the charge? He's starting to fan out here. Oh, Fedorov goes to the outside, and that's going to give Udichin that spot. So Claudio Bardelli Jr. Now he and Benner Silva, but now do you have enough run here for the 4 car? He's got enough momentum. Can he get around? He drives down to the inside. The 4. Oh, might have slammed the door right there. There's a crash. There's a crash. And the 19, Sean Jacobs got some momentum. It's not over. Sean Jacobs could pull out the victory here. Can the 19 hold him off? Sean Jacobs got a head of steam down to the inside. Side by side, Sean Jacobs is going to take the victory here at Dega. Oh my gosh. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Wow. Let's take a look here. These guys got into one another. Right here is a, oh, and there was a spinning there. Spinning with that. And Sean Jacobs up front has a run. It's all or nothing now. And he's got his foot through the floorboard. Thinking he's going to go low. He goes high. He goes low. He gets a nose underneath Bardelli Jr. And you got to be kidding me, man. Right there, gets the win. This is why we need a camera at the finish line. You see what I'm saying? I'm just going to say, like right here. Look, we need a camera at the finish line. Thank you. And there you go. As Sean Jacobs gets the victory. You got to be kidding me, man. Wow. What an amazing race there. And we can't even show you all the highlights on that last lap. Sean Jacobs getting the win. And that is a big one. The Kubota sponsored Chevy gets the victory. What a good run there for Sean Jacobs. In the right place at the right time, and he is out of gas. Out of gas. So Sean Jacobs gets the win. You got to be kidding me. Did we have that on our bingo card? I guess we did. We should have if we didn't. So a big win there for Sean Jacobs. Wow. Kubota in victory lane. Let's take a look at the final results, shall we? As Sean Jacobs celebrates. Sean Jacobs in the 24 gets the win. Claudio Bardelli Jr. finishes in P2. Dennis Hurricane finishes in third. Eugene Fedorov fourth. Fifth is Ben Silva. Archer Vieta finishes sixth. Tony Furtado seventh. Ed Palumbo finishes in the eighth position. Gordon Carter ninth. Preston Hassel finishes in P10. P11, Craig Marizan. John Stanley finishes in 12th. Jesus Iglesias 13th. Givaldo Spindola finishes in 14th. Lap down cars, DNFs are Chris Hughes in 15th. Julio Caligari 16th. Aaron Axett in 17th. And Mateus Mello in 18th. But Sean Jacobs is the winner tonight at Dega. They don't call him Sean Dega for nothing. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me, man. He was in the right place at the right time there. He was Johnny on the spot. We'll see if we can't get him in the booth with us. All right, we got Sean Jacobs here in the booth with us, and I might say that that's one of the best finishes I've ever seen, and I'm sure you're going to agree with me.
I'll tell you, it was heart pounding there at the end. I was looking at my fuel gauge, and I was real close to having no fuel left. And it was basically Tony was working with me, and I says, hey, Tony, the only way I can compete for this win is I need you to be behind me in draft. And Tony did, and thanks to his help, I was able to pull it off.
Well, you know, win or lose tonight, it seemed like you had just the right touch of drama happening. You know, you had some pit stop strategy as well. Guys working together, guys working with people that they don't normally work with, and there was a whole lot of mix of different things. You had to adjust on the fly, and it seems like you were the best out there at doing that tonight.
Well, I went in the pits with Ed, and then I guess he was having some issues with his pit stall, and then Archer was coming out the same time I was, so me and him were drafting there at the end, and I knew Claudio and Benner had enough fuel to make it. So I should say a blessing that went happened was they went past me, and I was able to save just enough fuel while drafting them. And like I said, it was able to turn out there at the end. I have enough gas to go ahead and compete for the win.
Yeah, what a win it was, too. A really dramatic pass there at the end to grab the victory, too. I don't know if I've seen them like that many times.
Well, I tell you what, it seems like we're going too wide, and it was like, oh my goodness, we were going to get into each other, and it seemed like a couple other cars were getting into each other. And all of a sudden, that broke us apart, and I had enough, how should I say, what do I want to say, air to grab a hold of Claudio and get behind him, and then make that turn to the left and go for the win.
That is crazy, man. I tell you what, we're going to definitely have to get a good replay video for that. That was an absolutely fantastic finish, and to be a part of it, I'm sure you're going to talk about this for years, and we're never, ever going to be able to have you on this channel or have you side by side without you going, hey, you guys remember that time?
I'll tell you what, I'm going to be watching this over and over again just to see that ending, with your broadcast, because I guess you just don't get that just unless you're actually seeing it from the outside.
Well, I think this might be one that you're going to have to bring your wife up to the sewing room there so she can watch it as well.
Yeah, I'll tell her next time she's ironing clothes to take a peek.
She's going to tell you to iron your own clothes.
Uh-oh.
All right, man. Well, hey, congratulations. Any thoughts about next week and the race there? We got, I believe, Martinsville coming up next week. Could not be more different than what you had today.
Yeah, I got to get into the short track mode now, and how should I say, really concentrate and really hit my lines going around that half-mile track, and hopefully I can make a good showing there.
I think on Martinsville, the motto there is contact is imminent.
Yeah.
So, congratulations tonight, man. Way to get the car in victory lane, and best of luck next week and to finish out the season as well.
All right, appreciate it, and can't wait to watch your broadcast. You do an awesome job.
All right, buddy. See ya.
See ya.
That's Sean Jacobs joining us here in the booth, and man, he was excited. This is going to be one that we definitely want to go back and look at again. That was a fantastic finish, and I think the guys did really well here tonight as well. It was just a fantastic, outing all around. And I know some guys had some better luck than others, but man, could not have at least from my position, you couldn't ask for a more entertaining race. Really, it was a pretty amazing race. A lot of strategy, a lot of working with other drivers. The draft was certainly a key player here tonight, but also luck, getting on and off pit lane, avoiding any accident that we have. Those things were big here tonight. So the 24 was able to topple the Talladega tonight, and congratulations to him. Well, don't forget, tomorrow night we got another Talladega for you. Not here on TurnLeftTV, but in the Saturday Night Thunder Next Gen Series. These cars are really good at Talladega as well. So I think this is going to be a great race. It's race number 1, brand new season here. These guys are a little bit, kind of a little bit ahead, the Buschwackers Series. So that's coming up on Saturday, October the 18th, 9 p.m. qualifications. That's 70 laps at Dega. That's tomorrow night, as a matter of fact, in the Next Gen Series. The High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks will be back in action at Martinsville on Wednesday for a brand new season. October the 22nd, they will start it out at Martinsville, 8 p.m. This qualifications. 150 laps at Martinsville. That's going to kick off our week of Martinsville, as a matter of fact. So that'll be a great one. That's coming up on Wednesday, October 22nd. Well, great job to Sean Jacobs on getting the win tonight, man. And thank you to everybody for watching it, whether it be live or on replay. Please hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't done so, and then smash the bell. You get updates when races like this are going live. You don't want to miss them, man. Thanks to all those folks who have subscribed, all the new subscribers, all the new viewers. Appreciate No matter what it is, I appreciate you coming out and watching the races. Well, that's going to do it for me tonight, boys and girls. Thank you, Sean Jacobs, for putting on such an entertaining race tonight. That was fantastic. We'll see you next week at Martinsville. Until then, I am out of here.